How should I go about writing my college essay? How do I express myself and tell them more about me if the essay prompt is a quote? So, because they're a really big one. And of course, again, for college essays, this is a huge topic. One thing to know, most colleges on their actual websites will show you admitted essays. So I would go type in Google, Johns Hopkins admissions essays successful, right? See what the first result is. They'll actually show you some essays that got kids in. Read them, learn from them. It'll be a very, very worthwhile experience, I promise you. But also in my book, Why You Get Rejected, I have a full guide on how to do this. If you want to check it out, there's more. You can get some free chapters on Test Prep Authority. But in the meantime, just know this. There are 3 things that your essay needs to accomplish, just 3 overall. The first is it needs to be interesting and it needs to be unique, okay? If you write an essay that anyone could write, then it's just not going to get any attention, right? If you write about how, I think that charity is good. Charity is very important. People who don't do charity are bad. And I think that charity is very, very nice. I like charity. Great, right? I do think charity is good. I spend a lot of my time contributing to charity, but no one is not going to write something like that. That's not unique in any way, shape, or form. So you might as well just be this blank slate, right? It's not unique to you. So it has to be you. And just ask yourself this when you're about to write it. Would anyone else in my grade possibly write this? If not, right, then it's great. Then it's really good. If they would, then maybe you should think of something else, okay? The second thing it needs to do is it needs to show that you're bringing something to the table, right, in a very kind of subtle way. And what I mean by that is basically not just, I am going to help Johns Hopkins by doing this and that. You don't want to be blatant. That's weird. But you want to show that you're into stuff. You want to demonstrate kind of a passion, right? So, basically, if you're trying to be a creative writer, you want your essay in some way or another to show that you are a good creative writer or that you're into creative writing and you have a passion for it and you might contribute it to the school, right? Don't just write some totally random essay that has nothing to do with what you're bringing to the table, right? That's kind of bad news. And finally, 3, make sure that it is college appropriate. Just in the sense that you don't want to be writing something and then have the college read it and realize that it's the totally wrong audience for your essay. Again, check out Why You Get Rejected. Go online, do a lot more research to find out more about this. But the thing that I want to harp on more than anything else is uniqueness. Make sure that it's unique to you. One thing that I talk about in my book and all my students is what I like to call the Martin Luther King essays or the World War II essays. And basically, a lot of essays will just say, my hero is Martin Luther King. Right. And what's funny is Martin Luther King is an amazing guy, but he's a lot of people's hero. So the problem is that it's not unique to you. You're no different than the countless millions of people who worship and admire him. Right. Find something that's different. For instance, I had a girl who was she was applying to Harvard and she wanted to be an artist. It was all she wanted to be, was an artist. And she wrote her essay about how she was a hoarder. So when she would walk down the street, she would see some Christmas tinsel on a tinsel tree that someone had thrown out, and she'd run and grab it and bring it back. And she had piles of buttons and tinsel and bottles and, paint cans in her room. And her parents thought she was totally crazy. And she was like, but I can use everything for art. When I see that beautiful tinsel, who knows when 2 years from now, I might be able to use it for a mixed media painting or in a statue I build. So I never want to throw it away. She got in. I'm not saying that the essay got her in, but it was unique and it was beautiful and it showed that she was a real human being, right? Think about this when you write your essays. Even though her advisor and her parents thought the essay was crazy, I loved it because I knew that the big key is make it unique. Make it about you. Think of your unique, beautiful life experiences, your goals, your passions, your desires. Write something about that and just make sure it passes that main test. Could someone else write it? Don't write it. That's the biggest rule. And you can research a lot more on this later on, but we will go on to the next question.